to a 5k special Q&A video. I'm recording this like a week before it's actually going out, just because, yeah, I need to get this sort of stuff done. But don't worry, I'm sure most, like, if there's any questions that come in after that, I'm sorry. But I did give it like 3 or 4 days, so most of it, you know, I'd have thought most of you that want to ask a question would have put it in there, and I've got plenty to go through. So I apologise if I have skipped any. I'm not deliberately doing it, it's just that sometimes there's just so many questions, you can't always get to them. Plus some people ask the same question, so I've kind of bundled a few of those in. You'll see them on the screen anyway, though. So hopefully this is going to be an improvement on my last one of these videos where I was looking off to the right or the left all the time. I can't remember. This is flipped, so it looks like the opposite. Right, let's get straight into the questions, because why the hell not? Actually, no, first thing I want to say is massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to me over the last 5 months. We're nearly at 6 months, but for now it's 5 months. That's what I'm sticking with. And yeah, so seriously, thank you to everybody who subscribed over the last 5 months. To get to 5k is just an unbelievable amount. I never expected to get anywhere near that. Or to get, you know, 5. 5 would have been amazing, but 5k is just ridiculous. So seriously, thank you. And yeah, that's amazing. So thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope you're still enjoying them. And yeah, lots more stuff coming soon. Right, so let's get into the questions then. Martin Quintana asks, do you like any other sports besides football? Do you like American football? I do like American football, but I'm one of those people that watches the Super Bowl. I am part of the problem. But no, I'm not a huge fan of American football. I like hockey. Ice hockey, pretty much, is the only other sport that I like. Not quite as much as football, but it's like the one that I'll watch a lot. You know, it's... Well, when it's around, obviously, yeah, because seasons and stuff. Which it is at the moment, which is always good. Winter Classic, particularly. So yeah, that's cool. I like ice hockey a lot. Starcade asks, if the English Premier League was reformatted to suit 20 big clubs to increase revenue and the best stadia in England, who would you pick based on history, supporter base and attendances? I would choose to not look at that league at all, because that sounds fucking awful. Because what would be the point? Presumably those 20 clubs would not be able to get relegated from said league, and therefore they'd have... It's basically a circle jerk of a league. Not something I would be interested in watching, and that's not just because I support a small club. I'm sure lots of people that like big clubs or support them wouldn't be particularly interested in a league like that either. It sounds pretty dull, if I'm honest. So I wouldn't pick anyone for it, because I wouldn't be watching it. Apologies if that's like a really non-answer, it's not the sort of thing that I would ever watch if that league ever existed, basically. SNW Arsenal asks, who looks like the next Messi/Ronaldo in your save? I presume you mean the Pompey save, because I haven't really had enough chance to look at the world on the Red Star save to really have that kind of idea. Plus, we're not really far enough down the line, so Messi and Ronaldo are still really Messi and Ronaldo. But in Pompey, it's probably someone like Basto, or maybe even Robson. I don't know much about what... Oh, there's a guy at Barcelona who won the Ballon d'Or called Kevin Pata, who probably is the sort of Pompey save equivalent of Ronaldo or Messi, so probably him. Tom, just Tom. Nice, simple. Asks, what do you think of Fulham's season and what would you change if you were in charge? I've changed the bit where we're losing all those matches and maybe replace that with winning all those matches. But in all seriousness, I don't know. Fulham is a clusterfuck at the moment. I know we've won against Derby last weekend, or this weekend if you... me right now, and that's great, but we've been in a terrible piece of form right now. We're looking down rather than looking up, and I don't think we're going to be getting out of the Championship anytime soon. Cheshire Fire asks, when is your FIFA channel going to be ready to upload? Hopefully soon. I'm sorry it's taken so long. In fact, it might have already seen an episode. I don't know. It should be maybe out even this weekend, like when you're seeing it. It's not when I'm recording it. It's just taken a little while to do, because FIFA videos just take a little while longer, especially when you're not used to making them. There's a lot more editing. Learning to commentate over the top of FIFA is much more difficult than I expected it was going to be. Plus, learning to play FIFA on PC. I've never really played it on PC before, but I decided to do it since it was just easier for me in terms of recording, and having to use this controller here, this is it's a chunky piece of crap, honestly, and it's clicky and loud as hell. Who are your favourite ever Fulham players? Martin Bobug asked this. Oh, I don't know, it's a tough one. For me, it's people like Brian McBride. What a legend he was, and people... I mean, Danny Murphy as well, just because he scored the goal that kept us in the Premier League that year. Shame he wasn't around when we next needed him, but, you know, yeah, it's got to be people like Brian McBride and Danny Murphy, the sort of old guard. I mean, I would say people like Malbronk and Boa Morte, but they kind of, you know, went for the money after that, so I don't really have quite as much respect for them for those reasons. And Clint Dempsey as well, even though he did, of course, leave for the money too, but, you know... He wanted to better his career and all that, and, you know, it may have only lasted a year, but he was good for Spurs too, really. I don't know, maybe Spurs fans are disagreeing, but he scored some good goals. And that goal he scored against Juventus in the Europa League for Fulham was just the best thing ever. Seriously. Dean Dragon asks, are you into any other games? Yeah, I just don't really get much of a chance to play them at the moment. So like Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, those sort of things. You know, the sort of things you can just play with your mates, kind of thing. Plus, a mate of mine bought me Skyrim, and I haven't really had a chance to really play it properly, but I'm going to try and do that as well. I know it's old, but I don't really care. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Obviously, FIFA and games like that as well. You know. Liverpool Forza asks, who's the best football player in history and why? Like, I suppose I could just be like Pele, and then no one would disagree because it's Pele. But at the same time, I don't know. You can maybe Pele and Maradona are sort of like the two that people generally pick from. But I don't know. You can't forget people like Garrincha, and not the one in my Portsmouth save, the actual Garrincha, and those types of players. So I don't know. Like, I haven't lived through enough football to really have an informed opinion on it. I can only tell from watching video clips of Pele and Maradona and such. So it's hard to say really. The football-loving gamer asks, Q&A question, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favourite colour of the alphabet? Weirdly, my friend, you're not the only person that asked that question. I don't know where you're getting these questions from. Is there just like a stupid questions for Q&A's website? And if there is, where is it? Can someone link me to this? Because this is not the only time. You're seeing both of them on the screen right now, but yeah. Potato. Cows make moo sounds, asks, why, which is a great name, by the way. Seriously, amazing. Why did you pick Second Yellow Card as your name, and who is your favourite FM YouTuber, other than yourself? I love that that implies that if I didn't have that in there, I would choose myself, but thanks for that. Second Yellow Card was the name of a football blog I run before I did YouTube, basically. It is as simple as that, really. That's why I've got so many Twitter followers. That literally is the only reason. And I already had all the graphics, so I was like, fuck it, we'll just make a channel out of it. And which is why it says that I started in October or November 2013 when I didn't. I didn't start uploading videos until 2014 in, like, September. And that's from my favourite FM YouTube. I mean, I always used to watch a lot of Work the Spaces stuff, basically. I didn't really watch much FM YouTube before I started doing YouTube. I used to watch Jack and Golden FM. I used to watch some of Evolving Mick too back in the day. But like, I haven't really watched much FM YouTube really, which is weird because why did I then decide to do it? I don't know. Jamie Cameron asks, who do you support? Fulham. Controlled Confusion asks, favourite regen or other player you've ever used on FM? I'll tell you what, it's got to be someone like the King. Really, I mean, genuinely, Pompey is the furthest I've actually ever been into a save, I think, on FM since I've had it, ever started. So I've only been playing FM for a few years, so yeah, I think this is the furthest I've been into a save, and I think that's why I've got such an affinity to players like Norman Millington and Santos. I had a couple of players on I had a guy called Rogan Furness when I did a save with Stansted on FM 13. He was pretty fucking cool. And a guy called Simon Isaac. But again, I wouldn't be able to dig up screenshots of these guys because they're all on my old computers. Luis Garcia, I don't know if that's former Liverpool striker Luis Garcia, but if it is, then hello. Asks, what is Curse in your intro? It's my YouTube network. It's the network I'm partnered with. That is literally all it is. It's not some big scary thing that casts spells on you. But yeah, that's all it is. II_helium_II-awesome FIFA content. Very long name, by the way, asks, what was the first ever team you managed on Football Manager? Can be any FM game. As I mentioned in an earlier question, it was Stansted. When I first got FM, would you believe, like, you think, no, you just sort of save with a big team when you first get FM, because that's what a lot of people do, and I probably should have done that too, because it was a steep learning curve. I got one of those extended databases and started doing a save with Stansted, who play in, like, I think it was the Essex Senior League at the time, and I don't know what division that is. I think it's at the 10th or 11th tier. It's low, and it's really, really hard. Pump 3 Stir asks, Q&A, what feature would you like to see on a future FM? That's actually a really good question. In fact, I'd like to know what you guys would like to see on a future FM. This is my Q&A for you. What do you want to see in a future FM? Because for me, like, I know this is a really, not even a lame one, this is like a really sensible suggestion rather than like, I want to see go-karts or something like that. But I'd like to see the ability to be even more tactically, like, I want more control over tactics. I want to be able to designate different ways of playing with and without the ball. I know that's defending and attack, but I want more control over that. So I want the pitch into like different areas where we can behave differently depending on whereabouts on the pitch we are, and closing down certain areas of play and others, and just more control over tactics. I know that is a lot of work, but it would be interesting to see that sort of thing imposed into the game. Sora Alvin, which is a cool name by the way, asks, do you have a girlfriend? Yes. Yes, I do. And there she is. This is Emma. Say hi, Emma. And I got her from brummybrides.com, so if you're interested in a lady from the Midlands that are just alright, then you know where to go. The Foolish One, I'm sure you're not that foolish, sir, asks, how are you? I'm good. I'm very, very good. FM Central, home of Football Manager Central, asks, When picking clubs, how do you decide who to play as? Are there any rules? Not really any rules. I just kind of pick who I like. But obviously, like with our last save for the Red Star thing, we chose that via committee, essentially, and that's how we ended up there, and I think we made the right choice. So yeah, I mean, that's how I'm basically going to be doing a lot of my saves on the channel, is just through voting and stuff. Like, sometimes I'll just be like, no, I'm going to do this because I really want to do it, and when I'm choosing them to start streaming soon, although I may have already started by the time you see this, then obviously I was just saying I'll pick a save that I really enjoy, and we'll just go from there, basically. Dylan Bateman asks, who is your favourite Dutch players and clubs? I don't know. Can I say Gerald van Osch? Just because he's technically Dutch? I don't know, really. I mean, I don't really follow much. I watch a lot of the Dutch league sometimes, because it's on Sky Sports 5 and it's bloody entertaining. So I do like teams like, oh god, who was it? Like, back when I used to watch it a bit more, it was teams like RZ. Maybe, because I haven't had a lot of chance to watch much Dutch football. As for favourite players, I don't know, really. I'm trying to think of a Fulham player that was Dutch, and I'm struggling a little bit. We got Martin Jol. Can I say Martin Jol? Let's say Martin Jol. I'm saying Martin Jol. Kalma Cook asks, will you ever contemplate doing a dual San Marino challenge? I assume that's the thing where you manage the club and the country at the same time. Probably not. And the only reason for that, not because it isn't clearly quite fun, is just because it's been done to death. I've seen so many people do it, not just on YouTube, but in blogs and stuff. And I think if I did it, I wouldn't be adding anything to what's already been done. And I'd just be copying other people's stuff. And I prefer not to do that. That's why I did the American Samoa challenge on FM14, although admittedly no one fucking watched it. But that's because I had like 10 subs at the time. And that's fair enough, really. I'm tempted to do something like that again, but with maybe an African country. And yes, I am aware that my hair is incredibly long. I'm getting a haircut in the week, and soon I'll be... it's like when sheep have it all shaven off. Dunfers123 asks, what are your favourite series on YouTube and your favourite YouTubers? I think this is just outside of FM. Like, I used to watch a lot more YouTube than I do now, actually. Like, favourite YouTubers nowadays would be people like JonTron. I don't know if you know what the Rad Brad, Nerd Cube, people like that. I mean, obviously they're all fairly large YouTubers. I don't know, I haven't really had much time lately to watch YouTube. It's a shame. That's one of the things I miss about not doing YouTube, was being able to watch more YouTube. So if you're thinking about starting, just remember that. Yeah, I don't know, people like that, basically. And, Hey Georgie as well. Those of you who haven't watched his stuff, you really should check it out. It's brilliant. Moldy7890 asks, how good is your Swedish? You mentioned it before. I've lived here for nearly 3 years, and mine is still pretty shit. Firstly, I want to know where you moved to Sweden from, because I'm kind of curious now. Whether it's like England or something, and whether you're learning it from English, or whether you're learning it from a different European language, or another language entirely. Min svenska, det är inte bra. Jag förstår lite svenska, men inte så mycket. And if you are Swedish, I'm so sorry I just butchered your language. Cows Make Moo Sounds asks, what colour is the dress? I genuinely thought it was blue and black. Now, M thinks that it is white and gold. I know that it's actually blue and black, but I also thought that it was, so I'm quite happy to be on that fence. But I had this massive discussion with people lately. What colour do you think the dress is? Hashtag the dress. Ricky Hallett asks, if you could take one player from your Portsmouth team currently and put them into your Red Star team, who would it be, and vice versa? From Portsmouth, I think as much as I'd like to take Big Norm, I think I'd probably take Santos, just because he's so damn creative. And as for the other way around, we could probably do with another quality fullback in Pompey, so perhaps someone like Adamenko would probably be the one player that you'd take. Jovic is good, but he's not Norman Millington good, is he? So, yeah, it would be Adamenko the other way around. Lee Smith asks, you sound well educated. Did you go to university? If so, yeah, I did. I went to Anglia Ruskin in Cambridge. Not Cambridge, though, just Anglia Ruskin. So, yeah, there's that. Timothy Borg asks, favourite all-time player on FM? Again, it has to be Santos. Genuinely, he's my favourite. He's my dude at the moment. It would have been Kieran Griffiths had he kind of continued the upward trajectory that it looked like he was going to be on, but in the end he didn't, and that was a shame. And I just realised that you referenced Futurama, Orange is the New Black, and Game of Thrones. Could have missed some. You probably did. There are many, many references. So what's your favourite TV series? Bugger me. There's a lot. In fact, you're going to be seeing on your screen now loads and loads and loads of covers of TV series. I used to watch a lot of television. Mostly American shows, but just shit from all around the world, really. I just liked that kind of stuff, basically. You can see from the ones that are flashing on the screen right now the kind of themes that are coming through here. So there you go. There's your answers. DP8544 Skittles, which is a mouthy name, by the way, sir, asks, who will be the best player in the world in 2025? Also, who is your favourite German club? Best player in the world in 2025, that's really, really hard to say, because the fact is it could be anyone. Like, as much as people think it's going to be people like Martin Odegaard and Tielemans and, is it Halilovic? The guy from Barcelona, the Croatian. It could be anyone. It could be someone that we've never even heard of that's like 12 years old now and is going to be a world superstar by the time he's 22, or it could be someone that we've heard of and just didn't think would ever make it that far. Like, Shola Ramiobi could be the best player in the world 10 years from now. Not football, but like snooker or something, you know. And as for my favourite German club, well, those of you pretty much can guess this one, it's St. Pauli, obviously. Yeah, St. Pauli. Hi guys! Now, you might think I look a little different, and that's because I do. I'm recording this bit on a separate day, and the reason for that is because me, being the numpty that I am, forgot to actually record a outro to the video when I was recording this the first time around, and a lot of editing has gone into doing that, basically. So, with that in mind, I just wanted to say a massive thank you again for everyone that has subscribed to me over the past 5-6 months. It's been genuinely amazing, so thank you all, and thank you for watching this little video. If you have any more questions for the next Q&A that I might do sometime in the future, drop them on this video, and I'll then refer back to it when I do that at some point, okay? So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the videos of the rest of the weekend. We've got the Portsmouth vs Red Star coming up tomorrow evening at, I think it's going to be up at around 7 o'clock, possibly? It depends. But that's what I'm hoping, and we've got a special guest, so it should be a fun one. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.